Okay, welcome everybody to the Morgellons Call of the Week. I am Robin from Western Mass, and it is Sunday, December 27th, 2020, and this call is being recorded and it will be available for viewing on YouTube. So I'm the co-host of this program, and I had suffered for over 3.5 years with 3 kinds of resistant mites: Morgellons, Collembola. The things that brought them into my house were fleas and bed bugs and mites, and I just wanted to burn my house down. I was so discouraged and so hopeless, and I had tried so many things, and I asked my pastors to pray for me. I went to church, and they prayed this beautiful prayer, and they asked God to give me creative solutions. And the next day I found Richard's book, and it changed my life. I joined this call. What I have had to deal with is a little bit more resistant than even what most people have to deal with, and so I had to keep upping the game to the next level. But I did get clear. It was amazing. Unfortunately, last Christmas I unpacked stuff that I'd never disinfected and got reinfected. And then before I could really do anything about it, I was sick with COVID and in bed for over 88 days. So I'm still dealing with the infestation in my house, although my body is much better and the house is getting better all the time. It's only been a few months that I've really been hitting it hard. And I'm excited about getting clear again, but I'm also excited to be here, and I'm grateful for this call, for the fellowship and the unique bonds that we have together, because no one else in the world understands what we're going through, really. Even the people who try to understand, they just don't get it. But so I just want to introduce Richard. Richard went through, he has been in the trenches. He had Collembola, he had Morgellons, he's had skin fungus. He discovered this diet that is so incredible. I'm sorry, eating plan. But it was an elimination diet. It took him 2 years of trying different foods, keeping a food diary, finding out what activated parasites and what didn't. And it's really the foundation of the program. And I'm so grateful that he put the work in, because the diet works if you work it. I mean, you have to get really good at reading labels, and it doesn't tolerate, you make a mistake and, it sets you back a week. But it's amazing. It's just the foundation. It's like the cornerstone. There's a lot that we have to do. And Richard has recently, I guess it's a couple months now, released the 10th edition of his book, because we are his research team, and as new information comes to light through us or through science, research, he looks into it and he adds it to the book. He has a blog that is searchable. It's called bestmorgellonscure.com, and you can search for solutions on there. But he does this call for free. He answers our questions. I am so grateful for Richard and his dedication and care. So I would like to take a minute here and just welcome Richard to the call. And Richard, are you there? Hopefully technology is your friend today.
Yes, thank you, Robin.
Okay.
Thank you so very much. Yes, welcome everybody. This is the Morgellons event of the week. Usually I'm on video, but my computer doesn't like me today. I don't know what the problem is. They say you can always be sure of taxes and death, but I can be sure that my computer's not going to work whenever I want it to work, at least with this program. So I'm only on phone call today. That means the subject of the day is, what is it, Robin? What's our subject for today?
I think the subject was the book and how to use it. Is that
the book
true?
and how to use it and the fundamentals.
Yes.
So that means you get to do most of it, the fundamentals, and I'm just going to sit back and relax and let the video be on you for most of the show.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm sure that you're going to fill in lots of holes that I leave, though, right?
So, you won't leave any holes. You've been through it all. I think you know as much as I do.
Yeah. Oh, I should have brought a copy of the book. It's in the other room, but yeah. So the book, it's not a novel. It's not something you just sit down and read from cover to cover. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to do that. But in addition to telling...
It doesn't have a plot?
Well, the plot is getting well, but you know, like chapter 3 is the diet, and then I forget which chapter is the environment. There's how to do laundry.
The diet is in chapter 4, and the environment and bathing is in chapter 3. And I heard earlier a gentleman saying that he's been dealing with this for 50 years. If it's been Morgellons, wow, that predates glyphosate. The earliest known goes back to the 1600s with Sir Thomas Bound. His son had similar problems with filaments and fibers coming out of the skin, but of course we don't know if the gentleman on the call has filaments or fibers, if he's dealing with that at all. But without that diet, it's centuries before you're going to get your life back. So back to you.
Oh, thank you, Richard. Yes. So I mean, the first part of the book is Richard's story, and he tells what he went through, and it's fascinating, and I know we can all identify with it. And then he gets into how to get your life back. And I have 3 copies of the book, and they're all filled with Post-its, and I have a notebook where I take notes about it. I mean, with tabbed sections, you know, and even his emails, he sends out these emails that are updates about different things, about his products, about Morgellons, about things he's learning about science, and I print them out and I put them in my binder under different categories. It's really important. Part of the book has a recipe section so the diet has 3 stages. And the first stage is the strictest one, stage 1 of the diet, and there's no sugars, there's no oils except for rice bran oil, and some people are even sensitive to that. There's no corn, there's no what's that other carrots. There's lots of protein.
No asparagus.
No asparagus, no avocado on stage 1, and no nuts on stage 1. No fruit except for lemons and limes. The only
My God, how am I going to live? What am I going to
eat? Yeah, there's plenty you could eat. You can eat. I mean, it's a little more challenging if you're vegan. And we have people who are vegetarian and vegan who have successfully done stage 1. And if you have questions about that, we can answer them from what we've learned from those people. But you can eat all kinds of non-processed things that beef and chicken and pork and lamb and eggs and salt-free bacon, and in terms of you can have tons of fresh garlic and red and white and yellow onions, and you can have red cabbage and green cabbage and celery and radishes and spinach and kale and lettuce and cucumbers and tomatoes. I mean, and rice. Some people are sensitive, like I couldn't eat rice for the first 2 months. And then I discovered basmati rice, which for some reason I did not have any reaction to. And that, I love basmati rice. It's fast, it's easy to cook. You can have butter, you can have vegetable shortening, and you can have stevia that has nothing else in it.
Oh, so wait, vegetable shortening?
You said
lard.
that a couple of weeks. Lard, that's what I mean.
Lard.
Vegetable lard. Right. So if you have stevia, it has to say ingredients stevia. If it says anything else, those are things you can't have. You have to get good at reading ingredients. There are hidden ingredients in almost everything that you get, including salt. One of our people had been using table salt, and it had sugar in it. One of the ingredients was dextrose. So, you really have to get good at it. If you get the diet right, it's not a cure, but it starves them in your body, is how I look at it, and you're going to start to feel better. So the book is going to go over, there's different steps in the protocol. There's the diet, which is the foundation. I don't think anything can work without it. And as you get better, you move into stage 2, and when you're totally better, you move into stage 3, which is pretty much eating anything you want in moderation. And then there's the bathing, and the bathing is to get them out of your skin, to help clean your skin. And Richard has wonderful products. The thing that is amazing in the baths is the Nature's Gift debriding soap. The cool thing about that is you can also make a spray and spray your body with it throughout the day. The goal is to get from bath to bath without being uncomfortable. So you start with 3 baths a day for 30 to 40 minutes, and you definitely want to put like 1 to 2 capfuls of Nature's Gift debriding soap. Now, what I would put in the bath would be this debriding soap, a cup of Epsom salts, a cup of apple cider vinegar because it kills fungus, peppermint oil, which is a disinfectant. Now, peppermint oil can float on the surface of the bath, and it makes you feel like you're freezing. So you mix it with the debriding soap, 10 to 20 drops of peppermint oil. And if you mix it with the debriding soap, it won't float on the surface. You won't feel like you're in a snow bath. and then, just for fun, I would put Dawn antibacterial dish soap because it would be a bubble bath. Who doesn't like a bubble bath? I mean, it just makes it fun, and you can take a nap, you can read a book, you can watch a movie. I mean, whatever it takes so you could stay in that water. After the bath, you rinse off with a shower, and then what I would recommend is you spray with either the Nature's Gift or you use the Nature's Gift mouthwash / body wipe, which is another incredible product. You use it as a mouthwash, swish it around for about a minute, and slowly swallow it, and it helps clean your insides. But you can use it as a body wipe and wipe down. The bath will draw things out, and then you want to wipe them off your skin.
Robin, you sound like you're a salesman here.
I'm just telling them my favorite products. I'm not.
Do people actually have to buy these products? I mean,
no, they don't. There's plenty of things that you don't have to. Richard created his store so that the people who are suffering can find pretty much everything they need in one place. Now, not everyone can afford his products. We all have spent thousands of dollars trying to get rid of this stuff, and Richard is working on angel investors to help people who are struggling financially to get the products. But you don't have to. You can just take super hot baths with Epsom salts and borax and apple cider vinegar.
Absolutely, that's what I did back in the 90s before I even knew of this phenomenal product called Nature's Gift. Hot scalding baths, yeah. The whole thing here is that you don't have to buy our products. You can do it on your own. You can find other products. The problem is when it comes to supplements, it's taken years and years to go over all the different multiple vitamins and all the different supplements that make a difference in your life to come up with the supplements that are compatible with the diet. So it's a real challenge to find a multiple vitamin, for instance, that's going to be compatible with the diet. And like the multiple vitamin we have is designed for Lyme disease.
Right, and you have
Morgellons.
2. One for stage 1 and one for stage 2.
Yes. So when you get into late stage 2, you could go to a different multiple vitamin that we have, which is also very good, Piping Rock, but it has the only problem with that one is it's got pumpkin seed in it, which would be a problem for stage 1, but late stage 2 would probably be pretty good. But so anyway, yes, the diet is free. We don't charge for that. We don't charge for the book. The book is free. This call is free. We welcome you to take advantage of. What's that?
I said I do free coaching.
Yes, Robin does coaching. Ethel is our greeting coach. She knows as much about the program as I do, probably. So we're here. We're here for you, and we do we just happen to have some of the best products in the world. We just keep getting reviews back. I mean, I got a review just last week. It said, "Man, we saved this guy's life from Lyme disease." So.
Right, and I'm not trying to sell stuff. I apologize if it sounded that way.
No,
I'm just telling what worked for me, but there are plenty of solutions in the book that have nothing to do with Richard's product. Just like with the environment, you always start with the simplest way, and what Richard did was spray everything with 100% ammonia because it's a neurotoxin. You don't want to breathe it, but you spray a room, ceiling, walls, floor, furniture, hold your breath and leave for 20 minutes, come back in, and there'll be a lot less activity. Then when you leave the room, you spray it again. But, you know, I mean, up until COVID, you could get ammonia anywhere. It's a little bit more challenging now, but there are stores where you can get ammonia again. So
I think Walmart.
Walmart, the dollar store, even grocery stores where I live have ammonia now.
Just don't buy their guns.
Right. Food grade diatomaceous earth is an amazing product.
And don't buy glyphosate from them.
Right. Right.
Yeah, food grade diatomaceous earth. Before I forget, let me give the FDA disclosure. The FDA requires me to inform everybody on this call, and there's usually between 40-some to 70 people on the call out of over 5,000 people in our mailing list. So we're glad that people do take advantage of it and would like more to take advantage of it. Our goal here is to provide inspiration, to take these feelings of frustration, aggravation, depression that we all go through. I mean, there was a point in my life where I was just about ready to hang it up. You know, I couldn't see going on. So I know how it feels to wake up 3 a.m. and feel like you're eaten alive in every part of your body and have to jump into a scalding bath. But the FDA requires me to inform you that before you before you start the diet, or before you accept any of the recommendations that I provide you from the questionnaire or from our phone discussions, or that Robin or that Ethel or Barbara or Sandra or any of my coaches or Chris provide you, that you discuss them thoroughly with your medical doctor to make sure they do not interfere with any health problems you are presently experiencing. And we're not medical doctors, so therefore the AMA and FDA also require us to tell you that we are not here to diagnose you. We do not diagnose you. We're not here to treat any disease, to mitigate any disease. But so our purpose is education. We're here to educate you how to clean them out of your body. And Robin was talking about the diet and some of the specifics of the diet a few minutes ago. Clean them out of your environment. And, by the way, last week's call, which was recorded and up on YouTube, was just about that subject, clean them out of your environment, totally dedicated to that.
Yeah, went into detail.
Clean them out of your skin, and that's what Robin's just talking about now, taking a bath 3 times a day so you can get from one bath to the next with minimal discomfort. So you do those 3 things, and then we recommend supplements that are targeted to build health and immune functioning. That's what we're allowed to do. We're allowed to educate and to provide supplements to build health and immune function. Beyond that, we don't do diagnosis,
right.
treatment, or curing. Back to you.
Okay. So, and the thing about supplements is it doesn't matter if it's organic. It doesn't matter if it's like the best supplement in the world. It probably has things in it that aren't on the diet that are going to excite the parasites. So you really want to, the vitamins in Richard's store, the multivitamins are very reasonable, and if vitamins are important, that's what you need to be on for stage 1 and stage 2 of the diet. You know, and then as you add other things, there's also a couple of other supplements that are amazing. The Garcillin and Max One are incredible immune boosters, and glutathione accelerator. They're awesome. So after the bath, then there's like what you put on your body to help it heal, to draw things out even more, to get rid of them. And, you know, you don't have to buy Richard's products. For a long time, I used coconut oil mixed with neem oil, mixed with peppermint, tea tree, and clove oil. And I would just smother myself from head to foot with it and rub it in hard, and stuff would come out. You know, but Richard has great skin products also. I love the debriding cream and Claudia's Dream Cream. They're like icing on the cake. I think of everything like a recipe, so I would make these recipes of layers of things to put on my skin, and then I would top it off with, you know, maybe MSM gel or Claudia's Dream Cream and diatomaceous earth. But, you know, everyone is different, and you need to be creative. No sugar, because they feed on sugar in your body, and they love dopamine. so yeah. So, you know, you don't want to feed them. You want to starve them. You want to smother them. You want to draw them out. Clean them out of your environment, your clothes. Laundry is a whole other issue, because they get into everything. And there's co-infections that get into everything also. You know, you can use, you know, you can do a pre-soak with ammonia. You can put borax in with the clothes. For me, just using regular laundry soap never worked. I needed to use an enzyme cleaner, which you can get from Richard's store, and Richard has an enzyme detergent, or you can get it, you know, there are other enzyme cleaners. But the only thing that worked for me was using a quarter cup of enzyme cleaner and a teaspoon of Clorox Blue Pool Shock, which I got at Walmart, after a long ammonia pre-soak and borax in with the clothes. I would wash everything on hot, and then you throw everything in the dryer on hot. And Richard would, in his book, I think he talks about, you know, taking a sock and soaking it in ammonia, throwing it in the dryer. I would use 2 dryer sheets. One I'd spray with ammonia, one with peppermint oil, and I'd dry things for like 1 to 2 hours. Then I'd put them in Ziploc bags so they don't get reinfested. And I always wish I had bought stock in Ziploc, I'll tell you.
But, that sounds like a lot of work, Robin. Is it worth it?
Yes. It's totally worth it, because you can get your life back. And the thing is, you know, you make a plan, you make a schedule. So the thing that Richard's book helped me do is I figured out, okay, I'm going to do laundry every day. I'm going to spray my house every day, and I'm going to start with, you know, 3 baths is not forever. As you get better, you go to 2 baths, then you go to 1 bath, then it might be a shower. It's not like a forever thing. So I would make a schedule, and then, because I had to, like in his book, he talks about this triple pesticide, which is 3 pesticides combined for resistant things when ammonia doesn't do it. You know, there's different ways you up the game. And so I created a schedule every 11 days for 5 months. I would spray the house with the triple pesticide, and then I would ozone, you know. and I was still spraying the house every day with enzyme cleaner, and I discovered.
It sounds so complicated.
Well, you write it down. You take notes. You have the book as a reference. You keep a diary. Exactly.
Oh.
Thank you. Yes.
That's how you did it.
That's right. Well, I kept a food diary for sure, and I also kept a feeling diary. Because there were days when I got discouraged, but there were days that were really good. Things started getting better. And I would forget that when I got discouraged. So I would look back and say, oh, this was a good day. Things were getting better. And, yeah, that's really important because we need to hold on to hope, you know. And we need to...
You never had any negative down thoughts?
Well, I did. I wrote them down, but the thing is, I would forget that I ever... I forgot that I had good thoughts, so it was really important in the diary if I felt encouragement to write that down as well, you know, because it's easy to forget. It's easy to get overwhelmed, and that's the other thing. The book is a resource. It gives us tools so that we're not overwhelmed. It gives us tools so that we can be creative, focus, try things out that have worked for other people.
I'm still waiting for the plot.
For the plot. It's like I think of it like an encyclopedia of how to get well. An encyclopedia doesn't have a plot, it just has everything. Right?
Touché.
Well, I used to read encyclopedias when I was a little kid. I loved them. So I love your book. It's like the encyclopedia of how to get well from Morgellons. And yeah. So, you know, he has a lot of choices. You don't have to do everything. You start with the simplest things. You pick what you're going to do, and you do it, and give it time to see. Nothing, you can't, like even, you know, people have trouble with their hair, with their environment, and you cannot do something one time and say, oh, well, that didn't work. You have to be aggressive. It talks about this in the book, and we talk about this in the calls. You have to do things over and over. These things are resistant. They fight back. So, you know, like if you have things in your hair, Ethel is the master of what to do about your hair, and we can have her share. But it takes, for me, it took 2 months of doing things every day and every night, you know. You can't say, I did it 3 times. Oh, well, big deal. You got to do it 300 times. I mean, you just get in a rhythm and you do things over and over and you don't give up. And that's why we're here on this call, so that we can encourage one another. We're a community, and we don't need to give up. And I'm going to hang up my phone, which is ringing.
How dare they call?
I don't know who they are, so sorry about that. I unplug my house phone when I'm on this, but I have to leave my cell phone on to get text, so I'll have to turn it back on in a minute. But yeah, we're a community, and we're here to encourage and help one another. And yeah, it's challenging. There's a lot to it. It's exhausting at times. But the thing is, I mean, I know people who start the diet and, you know, they do a couple of other things, just 2 or 3 other things, and all of a sudden they can sleep through the night. And just just getting 8 hours sleep a night and not going crazy itching and waking up every 3 hours because you're changing the sheets and you're jumping in the tub. It's huge because, you know, how can you be creative when you're going through that? It's pretty hard. And so that's how to use the book. The book is an amazing resource. It's filled with lots of choices. You don't have to do all the choices, but it gives you options. And you start with the things that resonate with you that are the simplest, but you do not give up and you keep being aggressive in doing them. And if you don't see results, then you look at why. Maybe you have to take it to the next level. Maybe you're messing up on the diet. Maybe there's a place that's infested in your house that you're missing. There's things don't, like, people say, I was doing so great, and then all of a sudden it just got worse. I am not a believer in it just getting worse. I think that there's cause and effect. So either you took something out that hadn't been disinfected, you ate something that was like loaded with sugar, you sat in a piece of furniture. Or, yeah, it doesn't take a lot of sugar. A little bit of sugar goes a long way. A Tic Tac.
A piece of chewing gum.
Right. I found a pack of chewing gum. I was cleaning a cupboard today, and I found a pack of chewing gum that I put in a plastic bag and was just sitting there, and it's like, and I didn't have any. But it was like, yeah, next year. Next year in Jerusalem, chewing gum.